Anyways, so this is the month of Sonic. Been waiting for this one, huh? Well, not really, it's not that hypeful, but anyways, this is my review of Sonic Generations. Now, I've been playing this ever since, I've beaten the game, so let's just see how this runs out. This is my review of Sonic Generations. Alright, well, let's start this thing. Now, for the story, around 1992, and yes, I'm going to be using that phrase from now on, it seems like the Time Eater is taking over Classic Sonic's world. While this is happening, Modern Sonic is having a birthday party, although they never really tell us how old he is, so it's pretty much just a Sonic logo. Yeah, how random. At this point, people are just enjoying Sonic's birthday, until the Time Eater comes and starts taking Sonic's friends, and pretty much Sonic tries to capitalize by destroying the monster, but overpowers him. You'd think that the monster would actually hurt Sonic at this point, but no, we still got a couple of minutes to fill in. Basically, from all of that happening, Sonic finds himself into this weird limbo world. From here on, the story takes a completely familiar formula. Around this time, Sonic and Tails are giving their thoughts on the worlds that they've been visiting. This is only occurrence on Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant. They don't do this anywhere else, and it just makes me think, why not? These are nice memories. Do you guys not remember this at all? Until then, Sonic and Tails meet their younger selves from the past, and enemies from their past as well. Basically, this was the whole entire reason why the game was made. Ha! Oh yeah, and does anybody ever know why the rest of the characters explain stuff with their hands? I never really understood this. Why can't they just talk normally? You don't need your hands to make cute. Blah. Cute. Never mind. I'll just leave that to the people that are watching this video. I think I got the classic Sonic fever. The Time Eater threatens them more until they find themselves going to the next stage. Until the end, Sonic and Tails with their younger selves meets Eggman. Not only is he working with the Time Master itself, but he's also working with his younger self from the past. Wow. Did not see that coming, or did I? Yeah, I saw it coming. As many of the friends cheer them on, Classic Sonic and Modern Sonic tap into their inner Super Saiyans to defeat the monster. After gloriously defeating the Time Eater and sending Classic Eggman and Modern Eggman to the Limbo World, Classic Sonic and Modern Sonic are back to their hometown? Where's Classic Sonic supposed to be at this moment? Well, anyways, Sonic's friends are back. That's something good, I guess. Before Classic Sonic leaves, Modern Sonic trolls Classic Sonic, saying that he'll have a good future. Well, you will, but then it'll get all weird, and then just stupid, and then it'll get good again. Just keep it to that. Basically, if I was gonna spend time talking about the story in a nutshell, it's basically the game's weakest point in the whole entire thing. I mean, it's okay, but it basically cuts deadlines just to make it all fit in. So basically, they kind of just cut the budget for this thing, and it just kind of sucks. And this almost killed the franchise entirely before. Seriously, don't do things like that. Freaking stop it. While Roger Craig Smith and Kate Higgins are still in the Sonic picture, most of the other characters' voices just come off as, really? Did you really think this was good? Amy sounds weird, Shadow sounds all gothy, and basically for some of the characters, like Shadow, he only had one line in the game. That's good, Sonic. Like, it was really just, what the heck? I mean, Shadow doesn't even sound that gothy. And he's not even goth. He basically is alright already, so what the heck? Especially Silver, I didn't hear it. If there are many of you that want to know the gameplay for Classic Sonic, he doesn't really control just like the classic days, but it's still good enough, as I can say. I like how Sonic's jump isn't as stiff as Sonic 4. Actually, these controls are much better than Sonic 4. Sonic 4 wishes that it had these controls, but for some reason Sonic's team just can't do it better. Oh yeah, and the spin dash tape makes a return as well, and it's really powerful. You can seriously get some speed out of this thing. I mean, it's quite amazing seeing Sonic go so fast in a while. And yeah, you can do it traditionally, but this way is just really cool. The instant shields make a return as well, including the regular shield. Now we have modern Sonic stages. Now I don't find these as free as the other games per se, like Sonic Unleashed, but it's still good enough. And as you can guess, they are copying this style from the actual Sonic colors because people just like this style. Although it's gonna get boring sometime soon, right? Now, not to say I don't like the 2D gameplay, but there's a lot of it in here, like for modern Sonic. And I find it redundant because classic Sonic has 2D gameplay as well, so what the heck. It doesn't have much 2D like Sonic Colors did, but you guys get the point. Everything that Sonic can do in Sonic Colors or Sonic Unleashed, he can do here pretty nice. He can boost, he can drift, he can actually do a homing attack that's actually free to do whenever you want, only it's short. And you can basically home in on grind wells, which is okay. Now, of course, Super Sonic makes a return, but they're kind of suckish. Basically a troll to the Sonic media. Basically, Classic Sonic is just an invincibility kind of power-up with basically just a slight higher jump. And Super Sonic for modern Sonic is basically a cost of 10 rings per second. Jesus. Just one ring out, then you cancel out the transformation. Wow. Now, Sonic Generations isn't just called Sonic Generations because it has Classic Sonic in it. Each stage is ripped out of each game from the past 20 years. Basically, you can call it an HD makeover. From the classic era, we have Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant, and Sky Sanctuary. So these are pretty good stages and all. From the Dreamcast era, we have Speed Highway, City Escape, and Seaside Hill. Wait, this isn't Dreamcast, we need to find a more suitable name. Friends era, I guess? Well, be prepared for City Escape because the truck is back and it's not messing around anymore. It's coming back with saw blades. Oh yeah, we're gonna kick this game up to rated M for mature. From the modern era, you have Crisis City, Rooftop Run, and Planet Wisp. Even if it's just an HD remake of the same game that actually came out before, it still looks pretty nice. The HD quality in this game is actually pretty beautiful. On Planet Wisp, I hate how the color powers are used in this. Plus, for one, you don't even get to play as a lot of the Wisps that are in the actual game. And second, well, they're forced on you this time. Yeah, they're not used in order to get to those extra goodies that you would want. They're literally forced on you. You have to use them, or else you're going nowhere. And I hate that. I also hate how the factory is just an unwelcoming place. I mean, like, sure, it's gonna be there, but there's a little too much of the factory. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that Sonic has a Lightspeed Dash, but in terms, it really is acquired for those needed parts and not just for everywhere else. Seriously, what is up with Sonic games and only having limited things? For Sonic Generations, I like how the stages are a little explosive, and I'm not talking about Green Hill Zone because that crap is just linear to the main max. But for the other stages like Chemical Plant, where you also just think that those little tubular parts are just part of the decoration, no, you can actually go on them. How nice. Or like Sky Sanctuary, where you can actually go in different pathways. Level design like this is constant through the whole Sonic game, so it's actually a pretty nice thing and I'm okay with it. Like here, where the level prompts me to actually go the path that it wants me to go, but no, I'm gonna go on the water. Oh, and...
Wait, dude.
What?
You forgot about the thing.
Oh, right. That's another thing I wanted to add to this review. Does this seem like there's a little way too many city levels? I mean, like, I know Sega just told the fans, like, what their favorite stage was from the Sonic universe, but did they honestly not see how many city stages there are? I mean, like, they're fun, but... never mind.
Yeah, there's way too many city levels.
Dude, this is my review.
I don't really have anything else to do.
Well, just go somewhere.
Alright, fine. See ya later.
See ya. This game also contains stages that are by your choice, if you want to. Some contain Sonic's friends, or basically just racing against a double Sonic. Although some of them are just a pain in the A. Red rings make a return as well, but besides granting you the power to turn into Super Sonic, you decide to get that the ending boss basically gives you power-ups. Oh yeah, for those that are probably console users, I've probably pre-ordered the Pinball, or as it says, Casino stage, which basically has music that makes my ear melt, but I guess Sonic's not to gamble, I guess. You can also play the original Sonic game, the one that started it all. How nice. We also have rival battles that contain for Classic Sonic, Metal Sonic from the Sonic CD era, which really brings back a couple of memories, to be honest. We also have Shadow and Silver, which I have to say at this moment, why are we fighting these guys? I mean, like, aren't they friends now? Although I can say that this boss fight with Silver is miles better than the original, and Shadow's, why is the moon all normal again? Like, really? Although, actually, it is pretty fun. Returning bosses include the Death Egg robot, which I would have been excited to actually see him in this game if they hadn't brung him back in Sonic 4 Episode 1, but he's a pretty easy boss. We also have Chaos, but Sonic doesn't need the Emerald to defeat him anymore since he has his boost. Huh, Sonic sure has gotten stronger ever since the Dreamcast days, now has he? We also have the Egg Dragoon, which I can say is a boss fight that really just overstays its welcome. I mean, like, you have Sonic in this fight. You would think that you would actually be able to bypass it, but no, Sonic still has a problem with this guy. How so? And the most annoying, retarded boss fight in Sonic modern history, we have the Time Eater. And this boss fight, I swear, drags on forever. Seriously. Once you think you're going at the core, he steps 50 feet back. As a troll. Really, this whole game is a troll. Anyways, with this boss fight, you have to ram into the core, and it's pretty hard to actually do so. I mean, like, you're just basically boosting the whole entire time. You can switch from 3D to 2D perspective, but still won't help. Although, besides the last boss, the game is actually pretty fun, and one of the best that I've ever played in years of Sonic games. Modern Sonic games, in fact. As I said before, the game looks absolutely beautiful since the game is actually in HD this time with, you know, older stages. And plus, the game will only take you 4 hours to complete since the story is really short, but that's still not a problem. I'm just glad that I got a finally decent Sonic game. For one thing that I find a problem with, again, why is Modern Sonic tackling the 2D stages? I mean, like, he has a little bit of 3D in there, which is nice, but why is it always 2D in it? I mean, like, that's kind of redundant. I mean, Classic Sonic should be the one tackling the, 2D stages, so what the heck's going on here? Another thing I want to add for Classic Sonic, I know they wanted to put a lot more emphasis in the spin dash, but the rolling technique doesn't work in this game. You can do it in a DS version. Oh, right, this game was released for the DS too. As far as story elements go, it's basically the exact same game, only on a DS. I hate how for Classic Sonic, how it's just the exact same stage from, the classic era. I kind of expected something a little creative, dimps. If you're wondering what other stages look like, they're basically all bland, and they really don't look surprising, or in any case, good. Modern Sonic stages is the Rush formula, only with a little bit more console Sonic put into the mix. Although he has the boost in order to separate himself from Sonic. So let's just get things straight here. You have a Sonic that's fast, and you have a Sonic that's faster. Okay, what's the difference? I'm wondering why they didn't just go all through 3D. I mean, like, really? That would have been a little better than just some kind of Rush style. I mean, like, sure, we're kind of putting Sonic in the DS formula a little modern. I get it. But when I'm playing modern Sonic stages, he only reminds me of the classic stages, and there's nothing different about them. Only with a faster Sonic and a Sonic that's a little slower than the other. That's not creative. Well, for this one, special stages make a return from the Sonic Heroes formula. It's really nice, and to be honest, I never messed up a single time on these stages. These have got to be the easiest next to Sonic 4. Rival fights and boss fights also make a return. Basically, for the rival fights, you're basically just racing your opponent. With the boss fights, I can say that they're good, but they're not from handheld games. What the heck? Actually, if you think about it, a couple of the stages from the classic era and the Dreamcast era are not actually from, handheld games. Weird. Basically, for the DS version, it's not bad, but it certainly lacks, like, Sonic 4, but it's still good enough for a 3DS title. And basically, for the PC release, people have been using mods in order to extend their gaming time, which I think is quite nice. Only you wish they do the same for DLC, but I guess you can't really compare to Xbox in certain ways, but I guess that basically doesn't matter. But anyways, that's my review of Sonic Generations. Next time we'll be meeting is Sonic Lost World. Barber Jack, signing out. Peace.